What's up, guys? This listing in Columbus, Ohio, according to AirDNA, is making over $300,000 a year on Airbnb. In this video, I'm going to jump into the listing and share with you guys why I think it is that it's doing so well and what you can learn that you can apply to your own listing so you can get crazy numbers and outperform the rest of the market like these hosts are doing in the unsexy, unexciting, and nothing crazy special about it market of Columbus, Ohio. Now, I want to specifically look in a really boring market for a top performing property because I find that so many people, when they're investing in short-term rental properties or even looking for where to start a property management business, they try to look for these like really attractive markets where they think that any property can just do incredibly well. And the reality is that those super sexy markets, they don't actually tend to perform the best or produce the best returns, especially not from an investing standpoint, because you end up paying a bit of a premium to invest there. The best returns are going to be when you can find properties that have a huge amount of income potential that no one else sees and that the rest of the market doesn't value, like a property like this one in a market like Columbus, Ohio. So again, according to AirDNA, this property did over $301,000 in bookings over the last year. So let's jump into it. And I want to share with you a few reasons why I think this property is doing so well. So if we jump over here into the listing, you'll see that right off the bat, it is a guest favorite, one of the most loved homes on Airbnb. It's got a 4.95 star average rating. So right off the bat, you know these hosts are doing a really good job and going above and beyond. They're a super host and a guest favorite. That means that they're doing a really great job hosting this place. And fundamentally, that is one of the most important, if not the most important thing that you need to really nail with Airbnb. I know it's not a really fun one because it's not a quick and easy hack for you to just suddenly start boosting up your performance. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes having the right team and the right systems, which, shameless plug, if you want to develop those teams and systems, there's free trainings linked in the description down below, whether you're a host, whether you're an investor, whether you're a property manager. So make sure you check those out as well. Those are going to help you out tremendously. But again, there's no real big shortcut to this one. You just have to actually have the right teams, processes, systems to be able to get really good satisfied guests. Because at the end of the day, when you do that, it means that you're going to show up much higher in Airbnb's search results, and that's going to get you more bookings. It's going to allow you to be more aggressively priced with your listing. Like you can see, this listing is charging $712 or more per night for a listing in Columbus, Ohio. Now, another thing that I want to highlight right off the bat that these hosts did really well is this cover photo. One of the things I talk about in other videos is looking at your cover photo and comparing it to other cover photos in the search results for Columbus, Ohio. So I just want to take a quick moment and do that so you can see how this cover photo stacks up against other listings in Columbus, Ohio. So if we look for Columbus, and then I'm going to look for a property with, I'm just going to leave these dates open. I'm going to go up to 12 adults. So that's very likely this property is actually just going to show up right in the search results because there's going to be very few. So you can see here, there it is right on the first page there. And you can see right off the bat, it stands out tremendously from the other properties in the search results here. You can see this photo stands out quite a bit. And you can see that this photo, it like pops a little bit. It's not really the greatest photo because although it pops with the blue, it doesn't really highlight a lot of cool kind of features of the property. It's not that nice of a backyard, anything like this. I really like this one, honestly, the best because it highlights the cool hot tub, the cool structure, the cool setting, the porch, the patio, like the big windows. It highlights so much that make me actually want to book this place. So that's a really cool one there. You can see the rest of these ones just kind of all blend in until you get down to this one. And this, I think, actually does just, again, it might sound kind of silly that I'm saying this picture of the pool doesn't highlight a cool space as much as this one does. I think this one, the setting is just so much nicer. It's so much cooler. And you can see it's not even in central Columbus. Like this property is located on the outskirts of the city. And I just think that this photo just pops with the deep, rich colors that it's got there. And so that cover photo is going to make a big difference. I would imagine that their click-through rate on that photo is probably pretty phenomenal. Now, another thing, again, that they've done really well is they are accommodating 13 guests. So you can see that right off the bat, there's probably not going to be that many properties in Columbus that can actually accommodate that many people. Guys, just want to take a quick break here to say that for those of you watching who want to build cash flow and long-term wealth by purchasing Airbnbs and short-term rental properties, there's a link in the description right down below for a free training that'll walk you through my exact strategy for investing successfully in Airbnbs. Now, if you're not ready to actually buy properties and you want to get started managing other people's properties on Airbnb the same way I got started and build a full-time income managing other people's properties, there's actually another free training linked in the description down below as well that'll be a really great fit for you. So whether you want to invest in short-term rental properties and actually build amazing cash flow and long-term wealth by acquiring the assets, buying the properties themselves, or you're looking to earn a full-time income managing other people's properties on Airbnb, we've got some awesome trainings that are linked in the description down below that'll definitely help you out. When you sign up for the trainings, we're also going to send you a few other tools and resources completely for free just to help you get started. Again, the links to sign up are in the description down below, and both trainings and all of the tools are completely free. So make sure to register for the trainings, links in the description down below. If we jump back over to AirDNA, you can see that in Columbus in total, there's 3.8 thousand active listings, so 3,800. Well, now if we go in here and we say, okay, we want to accommodate 10 plus people, right? We're going to want to be in the 13 people. Now we're down to just 431 out of 3,800. So there's way less competition there, meaning that they are catering to a segment of the market that is just much more underserved. And remember, that's 431 properties that accommodate more than 10 people. How many of them accommodate more than 12 people or more than 13 people and do so comfortably? This place has 5 bedrooms, 6 beds, 4.5 bathrooms. It's got obviously a lot of big living space, especially the outdoor space here. So you can comfortably accommodate that many more people. That's going to mean that number one, you have way less competition for those large groups. And number two, you can charge a much higher nightly rate because obviously larger groups who are splitting the cost amongst one another, they can justify a larger nightly rate much more easily. If you think about it, for 13 people, $1,300 a night, that's only $100 a night per person. There are $712 a night. That's about $50 per person per night. You can't even get a cheap motel for that. So to be able to stay here with a big group of your friends or your family, that's definitely a really, really big selling feature. So right off the bat, there's a few things they did really, really well is just, getting a really great cover photo. They are doing a really, really great job of hosting, getting really great reviews. And they're serving a segment of the market that is underserved in this market in Columbus. They have a nice big property that can serve a lot of people, that can host a lot of people. Now, I want to go into the photos first of all. And one thing I really like right off the bat again is that they haven't opted to select and kind of designate exactly which room or which area all the photos are for. I've talked about this in other videos. This has allowed them to customize the layout of their photos and not let Airbnb just do it by default, which I found works a lot better. They've got a really, really great cover photo. They've got a caption, which I already love to see. It's got an auto cover that is controlled with a single switch. That's pretty cool. I've never even heard of that before. That's sweet. So you can see they've also got the photos done at a really cool time of day where there's like sun coming in. It's not overly bright. It's just a really, really kind of warm, beautiful setting. They've got this exterior photo that showcases like the house lit up, which I find just makes it look really, really nice. So you can see these beautiful photos here. You can see they've added an amenity of this Tesla car charger, which again is going to eliminate a lot of competition. They're serving now a very underserved portion of the market. This is a really cool one that I personally am very curious about. I'm really interested in because when you think about it, there are a lot more people driving Teslas and EVs right now. And if you don't have an EV charger at your place, it's going to be really inconvenient because I've looked at this because I've looked at renting EVs for trips that I want to do to Airbnbs. And the unfortunate truth of it is that it's going to be just really, really inconvenient to go and stay at an Airbnb that doesn't have an EV charger because it means that you constantly have to spend time just sitting at chargers getting your thing to charge as opposed to just being able to charge it overnight or whatnot at an EV charging station at your property. So this to me would be like a bit of a deal breaker. It would just really skew me in that direction of booking this property if I had an EV because it's just such a great selling feature. So I think having one of these could be a really, really great amenity to have. It's nice to see that they have that because it's just setting them apart from other listings in the area. Now, I do think these photos could be done a bit better, to be completely honest. The beginning ones I thought were really, really good. This one, you can see there's a bit of like kind of washout, blowout from the lighting here. The foam on the pool doesn't look all that great. I don't love it. But overall, the property obviously speaks for itself. It's a really stunning property. And you can see here, okay, cool. They've got this hot tub. So that's really cool. I think that they could have done an even better job with the photos here. Again, I think this photo is really nice because of the lighting. I think that they're getting potentially very lucky with the lighting here. I don't know how intentional it is, but the lighting is just phenomenal in these photos. And again, the property really, really does speak for itself. It's a very stunning property. You can see all this stuff. They've got bikes, bikes for adults and for a kid, which again is just really great amenity to have at the property, sets it apart. So now when we're going inside, I think this is where the photos could definitely be a lot better. So you can see like there's a lot of room for mistakes. You don't have to be perfect if you can do a really good job of a few things. Like the cover photo, they absolutely nailed. They setting their property apart from the competition and kind of being in a league of their own. That's really, really helping them out. Being phenomenal hosts, that's definitely helping them out tremendously. But again, like if they just improved these photos, that would make a really, really big difference. So that to me is what I would do if I were these hosts. Again, the lighting, I honestly think that they're just getting kind of lucky with this, but this lighting to me is really beautiful. Just like morning lighting coming up over the kitchen. I can envision myself coming down here for breakfast so easily. I really, really like the morning shots. I also love that they have captions under each photo. So like all of my questions are getting answered. I think the captions could be better to answer more of my questions, but overall I like that they have them and that they're kind of answering some of those questions. Like again, I gotta imagine that they're just getting lucky with this, but this lighting is, I can't get over the lighting in this in some of these photos. It's just stunning. This is also why for me, I really, really like flambient photography. It's a style of photography that I really like for short-term rental listings, because you can see how, because we're trying to get good lighting into the photos and we're setting our camera settings appropriately so that we can get a nice well-lit photo. In these other photos where, for example, like this one or this one where you can't actually see the windows, it works really great. But when you have these ones where you can see the windows, all it is this like big beam of white light coming in from the windows in order to have like the aperture and shutter speed and everything set up so that we actually get good lighting in the rest of the photo. So flambient photography, you would basically see outside of this window properly and it wouldn't be blown out like it is here. So that to me just makes for a much, much better photo, especially when you have a nice outside the windows, like you're in a nice setting, you've got some trees, some garden, nice backyard, that kind of stuff. So again, like I think that there's, again, room for improvement here. They could have like the Netflix logo pulled up on this screen here, but again, I love that they have that information in the photo description here. I think the photos overall to me are maybe like a 7 out of 10, maybe 6, 7 out of 10. They're not great by any means, but they're not terrible either. You can tell they put some work into them. They've got all the right photos. They've got the right angles. They've got really good captions, but they could do actually a better job on the photos themselves. Not which photos they took, not the captions, not the angles, just like the actual lighting in some of them, the style of photography essentially. Again, another really great amenity here, having this gym. And I think that that's really important as well for like a larger group property like this one. It is going to be really nice. There's going to be people that are going to want a gym, and that this is going to be a really big selling feature of why they would book this property over others. So again, just a really great way to stand out from the already limited amount of competition that they have, being such a large property. So photos, they did definitely a good job, not great, but definitely good. And then you can see here, they've done honestly a pretty poor job, I would say, of the listing description. It's a great big huge wall of text that surely does answer some of the questions that I might have if I were booking this place, but it's also going to be a bit of a nightmare to read through this huge wall of text. I'm probably not going to do it. I'm probably just going to send a message to the host instead of doing that if I'm a lazy guest. So again, there's quite a bit that they're not doing all that great on, that they could be improving on, but you can see they've got a ton of amenities here. They've got 80 checked off. That's like an uncommonly high number of amenities to have checked off. You can see that they have a stunning cover photo. You can see they did a good, not great job, certainly like not a great job at all of the listing title. And this just goes to show how well you can do if you pick the right property. They've just done a really good job picking a really great property that stands out, that like kind of speaks for itself, and it doesn't have a lot of kind of natural competition. So those are my thoughts. There's quite a bit of room for improvement, but hopefully there's some really good takeaways for you on how you can adapt some of this stuff for your own Airbnb investing or property management or hosting in order to perform really, really well. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts, anything you want to share with me, let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, valuable to you, if it was insightful, or if you just want to help me out and you just want to help grow this channel and get these videos in front of more people, which I really, really do appreciate, then make sure you hit the like button down below this video to show your support, show me you like this video, or show me that you just kind of want to support what I do. And then lastly, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that as well. The subscribe button is right down below. It takes half a second to click, and then you'll be up to date with the 2 new videos we post every single week here on the channel, helping you to perform better on Airbnb, learn more about Airbnb, improve your Airbnb investing, property management, or hosting. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay up to date with all of that. And with all that said, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.